So we're looking at night nappies, and I'm going to go through, I'm not going to show you the brands and which one's best and which one's not. I'm going to show you how to empower your decision making, alright, when it comes to a night nappy, and how to identify when you need to up your boosting. That's my goal. So you know whether you need to just boost what you currently got, or whether you need to go and buy a brand new night nappy that costs 45, 50 bucks, all right? Because I think that's where some of the confusion comes in. I know, baby. Alrighty, so let's start with what you probably have for daytime. Okay, this applies to any child. This applies to my Abigail as well. Okay, you probably have your normal one size nappy. It also applies to size nappies. Normal one size nappy, alright, it's got its normal daytime boosting, alright. Maybe Bub's a little bit older and maybe you add a basic booster in, just for a bit more absorbency. But night time's here. And Bubs usually sleep about 5 hours, you know, when they sleep just a little bit longer and you get just a bit more sleep. It's heaven. Anyway, remember that. So you need to add more boosting, depending on the age of your child. And what I really want to stress is every child is different, okay? There's categories of children, but every child's different. How much they wee, whether you give them a bottle before they go to sleep, whether you breastfeed them before they go to sleep, whether they have a bottle or a breastfeed overnight, whether they don't wee much during the day because they're so busy, and then they wee all at night. Whether they're a pooper or not, every child's different, and it's really hard to compare your child to somebody else's. So what I want you to do is think about your child, how they wee and poo, and then we add in boosting. So I hope this helps. Alright, so let's start at normal. There is no such thing as normal, but a majority of the brands base it on this normal. Alright, so you've got your normal one size nappy, alright, with this normal daytime boosting. Okay, maybe you've added something in because they wet or your long car trip. Alright, majority of brands, when they add in their nighttime option, is for the average child, alright, and that's normally a trifold booster in whatever shape or form it comes in. Bamboo fleece, bamboo terry, hemp. Bummis have this one. Okay, their deluxe booster. That for an average child will see them through maybe a normal night, maybe 6 to 7 hours, okay? Not really bulky, quite simple to add in. Alright. If you want to step it up a bit, you might add in the normal bit of boosting plus a trifold, and those two. Now, depending on the nappy, once you start adding more layers, so that's a bit there, you want to start looking at the gusset, the width of your nappy here. Thin ones, this is a sized large nappy, okay? This has more width in it. The bottom Bummies one has more width in it, all right? You want to be able to make sure you've got room, like a little bucket, to easily add your boosting. So you're not going to get gaping around the leg. Okay, so you add that in. Now, if you've snapped it down at the front, and say Bub usually sits on the first or second, by adding in more boosting, you're going to be making this leg hole, this elastic, come away from the leg a little bit. Okay, she's trying to squeeze it up. No. You got more in there, you got to squeeze, pull up more. So you need more room, more material to pull this down so it's a comfortable fit. So you might need to go up a rise. So if you find by adding the boosting and you put it on and it's really tight, okay, and it's quite uncomfortable for Bub, you know, it's quite, you're trying to pull it up, so unsnap it one, because you've got more material in there plus the baby. Okay. Alright, so that pretty average kid. That's pretty normal. That was my Dan. It was easy. Pretty normal. Okay. Where do you go from there if it's being saturated in the mornings or halfway through the night. You wake up and you've got wet sheets and the clothes are wet. So the first you've got to figure out is, where's it saturated? Is it just at the front for boys or maybe tummy sleeping girls? Okay. Is it just in the middle? Is it just at the back? If that's the case, you may not need to buy another night nappy. All you need to do is change how you do the boosting, how this looks. So to do that, you got a couple of options, all right? So we're talking about if you're getting leakage in one spot of the nappy, so the front, the middle, or the back, all right? So front, boys, front sleeping girls, does happen, okay? You can take a normal booster and fold it in front and put more absorbency towards the front. Okay, so when they're weeing, you got more at the front here to absorb it, and it will slowly move towards the back. Middle, move it to the middle. Back, move it to the back. Now, if that's not quite enough, okay, because a lot of these bamboo boosters aren't very big, okay, but they won't allow you to do some little tricks I'm about to show you, all right? You could fold it in a third and then fold in thirds again and bring that to the front. If you think that is going to be fine, you can try that. But then there's not as much at the back here because it's gotten a bit short. Does that make sense? Because I folded it over. That's a good one for boys and good one for girls. There. Okay, so this is just your sort of next step up from your normal bulb. Maybe they're just breastfeeding a bit more, or they're feeding a bit more and weeing a bit more. And that might just be a stage they're in at the moment. All right, so you can do that. Where do you go when that doesn't quite work? Okay, so that's just where you're getting a bit of leakage at the front, the middle, or the back. All right, a few tricks. Right. Now, you can, if you want to add a little bit more oomph, okay, to what you've got, maybe a trifold and just a normal little booster, okay, or this one, you can add a wool booster, okay. Don't put it against the skin. It's not as soft as a bit of bamboo, okay. If your nappy's got a pocket, chuck it in the pocket. A pocket is awesome for nighttime nappies because it keeps it in place, all right? We've done a few testings on older kids and younger kids and those who move around in the bed and don't sleep in one spot. The boosting keeps it in its spot, so you can add that in, and that wool will absorb a lot more of its weight and it's trimmer than adding another bamboo booster. There's an option. You don't need to lanolise it. Okay. Next step up from there. All right, if you're getting leakage and it's quite consistent, remember every child's different with how they sleep, if they move around or stay in one spot. If you're getting quite a bit of leakage, and we're still talking about the normal MCNs, cloth nappies with their pull outer, if you're still getting quite a bit of leakage, you know, in a larger area, or it's saturated in the morning, and you think, yeah, if they drink a bit more, it's just going to go everywhere, you start considering adding in. You can add a flat, but these are great because you can fold it to exactly where you need the absorbency. So this is where we get some customization. Alright, so there's that folded, and now I've got a big long strip that'll fit perfectly in my nappy, and I can say I'm going to do a boy, so I'd probably do a good two lots of thirds at the front and let it hang down a bit at the back. And that means, unlike this one where we folded it down in 3 for a boy, it's a bit longer, so there's more absorbency down here, okay? That could be all you need. So you got a bit more absorbency, tuck it all in. There you go. And if you need to, you can add that wool booster or that normal, just extra triangular booster. Another tip, if you're using prefolds, this is why I love prefolds. Okay, if you use them at newborn, they make a fabulous booster. Okay, you fold it this way, and this, plus even it's a bit thinner, about the same as a trifold. This plus this, or 2 of the newborn prefolds could be enough, and you pop that in your nappy. Now, if you're using say the 1 size or infant size, okay, which are a bit bigger and have more fabric in them, so they're a bit bigger. Same idea as this flat, where we could fold it how we want, to where we want the absorbency. This one, you fold down the front, say for a boy, fold it in 3, and there's all your absorbency there. Then that can go in your pocket, can sit on top, can go under the flap, whatever. So I'll put that one under the flap, and that goes in. Right. So you can get a bamboo, and you got lots of absorbency. So in there is 3, 6, 20 layers of absorbency. So what I'm trying to show you is you can stuff your nappies with lots of different ways without buying a night nappy. And I'll talk about when you might need an actual dedicated night nappy. Try that. Shove that in. If you need to, you can add just your normal rectangle booster, okay, or your wool booster underneath. Hello, Jenny. Jenny's here. Okay, all right. So we've moved up from what brands consider normal child, your trifold, added to your normal nappy, adding a bit more absorbency, okay. You know your stash, you know what you got. There's an option. Then for those who have got leakage, it's a bit more widespread, or a really full nappy in the morning, you can add a prefold, fold it over at the front, turn it round to go towards the back for girls. All right, so put it towards the back of the nappy. So many options. Rightio. What else do I want to tell you? Okay, if you find that's not enough, and Bub is outweeing that overnight because say they're sleeping 10 to 12 hours and you do not want to get up halfway through, I'll be sleeping a lot longer, you can get cloth nappies with the pull outer that have a lot more absorbency in them. All right, they're normally sized, all right, or if you're looking at them, try and get one that can let you customize the absorbency to where your child needs it. Can get those. But if your child's really starting to outwet this with all the boosting, some parents may add a wool cover over the top of this. Could do that. If it's just a little bit, that's all right. But if they're really starting to outdo it, you need a fitted cloth nappy. And why a fitted? Because this entire nappy is absorbent, whereas this nappy, the bit that your absorption is down the middle only. This whole thing's absorbent. So there's some mornings, I think it was Nathan, definitely Alistair, we'd actually put a prefold inside a fitted, and the whole thing is saturated, like right up the back, right around here, the legs and the front. So this one's a night nappy, it's the Baby Behinds one. Okay. It's just got layers and layers of bamboo. And what we like here is you can customise the absorbency. Okay, so you got these tails and there's a stay dry top as well. This whole nappy is absorbent. That's your next stage up. So you then need to add a cover. And that's your wool cover. And we'll go through, I'll do another one on caring for wool covers. Need a wool cover. Or a pool cover. You can do a PUL cover. I shouldn't scare you first. You can do a PUL cover. Alright, so you already have them in your stash. Make sure it's got a wide width. If it's got a thin width, it's not going to get across here. Alright, you're going to have bits poking out and then leakage and wheeze. Need something with a wide width through the groin. Alright? And something a bit stretchy as well. Next step. Okay, so if you've done that with your pool cover and this one, and you're still saturated, really saturated, and you got leakage, wool cover or a fleece cover, either wool cover or a fleece cover. These you lanolise and they absorb some of their weight, and waterproof. Easy. And there's easy ways to lanolise these now. It's not. Alrighty. Alright, dedicated night nappies. So you've got the baby behinds. Okay, this snaps in, the insert snaps in and out. They're usually really thick, so they take a little while to dry. Okay, so you usually need 3 or 4, depending, alright, to allow for drying time, because there's lots of bamboo and lots of layers. There's 3 layers in here, and then there's layers in here. So you want to look for one where it comes apart, so you can dry it quite easily. You can get sized night nappies, and you can get one size night nappies. The dimple diaper by Bummis is organic cotton. If you don't like bamboo, you don't have to, alright? And you add this one in and you got a night nappy, and it's one size. You don't have to buy another one, alright? And all the bits come out, which I like. Oh, alrighty. Okay, what else do I want to tell you? Night nappies. So,